Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Aaron Touchstone, and today we are starting a new series on the channel, and it is going to be called Laps and Life. And the reason why I wanted to start this is simply because I feel like it would be kind of nice. I haven't really seen any kind of like sim racing podcast, and I feel like it's going to be a bit different. So my plan with this is to simply probably post this on either, or record this on either Sundays or Mondays, and they're going to be in between 30 minutes to an hour and a half, more than likely, of just me driving and talking about sim racing or life or whatever it may be. Whatever kind of comes to the top of the mind. We're going to be preparing for the week of races that we plan on doing for the entire week. And today, that is going to be the IMSA event at Virginia. I'm going to stick with the Porsche. I do have the aggressive setup on from Go Setup, so we'll see how that goes. Last time I tried the aggressive setup, it didn't go too well as we decided to go off track here, but it is fun racing the aggressive setup. I feel like it is a little more difficult to drive, but you definitely gain quite a bit of a speed advantage. So, without further ado, welcome to Laps in Life and the first episode of it. I don't know how many we'll have, but I figured I'd try it. And part of the reason why I wanted to do this is, one, it's kind of easier to actually just like, I feel like it's easier to talk with iRacing and just like have almost an easy video to post where you guys can enjoy the driving, and then also you know, maybe you may or not enjoy what I talk about, but I think it'll be an easy video for me to make, and you know, hopefully you guys will also enjoy me kind of just talking here. I thought my mouse was on the map right there, but it was not. That's kind of funny. I don't know if y'all can see that little mouse pointer on the track map, but that's really threw me off. But anyways, I wanted to talk about this series specifically, and part of the reason why I think it's a cool idea for myself, because I am doing a series also on the channel called Clicks the Keys, where I'm trying to buy a sports car with the money that I make off of social media. And I did a nice update for that last week, where we're talking about the money that I have saved up. I think we're going to try and buy a Corvette Grand Sport, which will be very, very cool to eventually buy. That car is absolutely incredible, and something that I want to do when I get that Corvette Grand Sport is almost make the same types of videos that I'm doing right now in the simulator, but in that car. So instead of me getting on the simulator, I would instead just set up a GoPro or something like this, where you guys can see maybe the outside of the car and also me on the inside of the car, and we'd just be going for drives, maybe through the mountains or whatever it may be, even down the interstate, and just having the same sort of racing podcast, or not, it wouldn't be racing on the actual street, but a driving podcast, just about the cars, or you know, whatever it may be. But the series title may have to change from Laps in Life, because I don't know how many laps we could do on the city streets, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. But I do think that'd be a really cool idea. I've seen people do it for so long. There's a guy who bought a Miata, an Indy Miata, for his first, I'm pretty sure the 2 is the braking board there. This is my first laps in Virginia, by the way, in quite some time, even though I do have some best times over there. But there's a guy who bought an Indy Miata in Los Angeles, or not Los Angeles, yeah, Los Angeles, and he has blown up on YouTube. He probably has 10,000 subscribers, but I probably saw him when he had 1,000 before he bought that thing, or right when he bought it. And he's just been like talking about the different things that have been going on, the car culture, what he's done to his car, his upgrades, all kinds of different things, and it just seems like such a good time. And yeah, I can't wait to get there with hopefully Clicks the Keys eventually as fast as possible, as someone parks in the grass over there. Not supposed to park there, but here we are. But just doing things like that, I think it'd be a really good time. Like, imagine going to like the Corvette shows and all that kind of stuff. I just think it would be a good time. But part of the reason for this series also is like just the mindset of like just start recording. And I feel like a lot of people are very interesting and never hit the record button, or they do like what I'm doing right now and never post their content or things like that. And the reason why I think everybody should really just attempt at recording some type of content is because you really have no idea where it can go. There has been so many instances online of people like not really having any intention of becoming some kind of social media creator or whatever it may be, but they end up becoming a massive creator. Not even massive. I mean, like if you gain honestly like 5 to 25,000 followers online on an accidental post, like if you provided a lot of value or entertainment or whatever it may be, all of a sudden, you know, maybe if you do or don't want it, you might find yourself in a different career path, or you just have a good side hustle that you weren't really planning on to. Like, woo, touch the back tires on the grass there. Like, as far as the clicks the key scenario, yes, I'm using all the money that I've made off of sim racing to go towards the car, the C8 Grand Sport. But if I wasn't doing that, let's say financially, all I've done is just posted review videos of my sim racing stuff and posted little driving videos like this. But like if somebody does that, and I've added basically $300 to $500 a month to my income, which is not a ton, but if somebody's in need of money in some sort of way, I mean, that's almost paying, like, if it's, let's say, a 1 to 3 person family, that's paying like half of your grocery bills for the entire month just by simply recording, hitting the record button, and putting in very minimal effort. I'm not putting in a lot of effort into this at all, and like a lot of people would just benefit from just trying it. Like, if you try it and you don't get that many views, so what? Like, what is it? 30 people are gonna see you maybe, and you don't make any money. That's the worst case. So like, you know, I don't know. That's just what I think about people who have thought about recording and just haven't. So if you've been thinking about it, I would highly suggest it, because like if this series comes true, imagine, or the Clicks the Key series, imagine I buy a Corvette Grand Sport just from driving on a simulator. That would be nuts. That would be so nuts. That would be such a cool little success story too. I guess for myself, and streaming as a whole, but I'm excited for the day that it turns out. Just kind of gotta believe in yourself to do those types of things. But I really think people would benefit about it, because you might find a new passion as well. And something that I didn't think about, I used to make golf content before I made sim racing content. And as soon as you start posting about things that you're passionate about, whatever it may be, it could be fishing, it could be golf, it could be sim racing, it could really be anything. Like, the community is all of a sudden just there if you post enough. And then all of a sudden, you go from maybe having, like, let's say 1 friend to talk to about, you know, whatever you're interested in, one to 4 friends, let's just say, the normal person, to all of a sudden you have a whole community that is interested in the same thing that you're interested in. So that's another reason I think it's cool to post, is all of a sudden you'll make new friends. Like, I wouldn't say that I have... well, I haven't really gone out of my way to make a lot of friends in the sim racing community. I got a break later in turn 1. I'm losing a lot of time. But like, I'm gonna shout him out here. But Billy Irish, he is a sim racer out of the UK. I would have never heard his name, never knew who he was if he didn't stream, and then also I didn't stream, because I wouldn't have found him if I wasn't trying to find other content creators. But I've also watched his stream many times, I've talked to him many times, and yeah, just little things like that. Just finding a community that you could always reach out to is quite cool, and I found it through recording. I feel like a lot of people could do the same, um, which is quite nice. But yeah, I don't know. I will say one thing though. I gotta quit saying and can I get a lock in here? It is nice, kind of just getting some laps in. This setup feels pretty good. I wouldn't say it feels too aggressive by any means. I apparently had the fastest lap. And I feel like I haven't turned anything too fast, but I really don't know how my old best lap, how the weather was. Because the weather makes a big difference in this game. It can change the lap by over a second sometimes. Especially on a track this long. I'd imagine the track's kind of cool right now, but anyways. I feel like I ran it a good bit, but overall, I don't know. I feel like this series is a good idea. We'll keep it rocking and rolling because, like I said, it's easier content to make and produce. I may have to cut out a lot of the ums because I realize I've said it 150 times already. But golly, I'm just looking at the gas pedal. Anybody else do that when you're sim racing? Like you'll like hit your apex and like you could get on the gas, but you just sit there and look and the car's not going forward and you're like, oh yeah, I need to be hitting the gas right now. But that may just be me. Another reason I think that this podcast is pretty cool, I got a little list over there, but I feel like, oh my goodness, I feel like sim racing is a lot of the times the same thing over and over again. And I may get some backlash for that, but sim racing content, especially iRacing content, you can't really make like authentic content on this, in my opinion. Like I feel like everybody's kind of doing the same thing, which is a good thing, but it gets semi-stale, and I think that's part of the reason why this is a good idea. Is I haven't seen anybody really make a sim racing podcast while sim racing, and it would be cool to also get maybe some guests in here eventually and just like run laps beside each other of maybe their view and my view, and just, you know, talk about, you know, whatever it could be. That'd be a pretty fun idea as well. I'm gonna focus up here. I want to try and break a little later. There we go. Well, you saved 2 tenths there for the first time. 45.6. Oh, I missed it. That wasn't an off track. I got my back tires in there. Woo, scrubbing big time. Try to lock in here a little bit. May lose the back end. Try to just straight up send it. Pretty, much better first sector though. I'm struggling with that turn a bit. I'm not getting a lot of rotation, just kind of scrubbing really bad. See, when people have a faster lap time than me on this, I always want to try and beat them. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the competitiveness that comes out of me. Couldn't say that word, but we're gonna go for another hot lap after this. See if we can talk through a little Virginia lap here. This turn is always a bit challenging to me as well. Like, it's hard to stay out of ABS, I feel like. I also don't really know how much ABS you should be in anymore, because these cars, they got like an ABS update. Usually I'm in the Porsche Cup, but I do think the track is running a bit slower than my previous best laps, because I don't think I'm 2 seconds off of my...
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
Fastest lap. I'm not racing that bad. Let me turn on Trophy AI in a minute as well. We get a little coach session. Uh oh, look at us. Let's start pushing the car. Speaking of Trophy AI, like, going back to the original topic of, like, I am struggling there. Like, Trophy AI, for instance, is one of the tools that I use for sim racing. And this is an idea for everyone if you're still watching this. If you're still watching this, respond with your favorite GT3 car in iRacing. Even if you do or don't race, I'll just know that you made it this far. But affiliate links are something that a lot of people, I think, forget about. They look at like Twitch, YouTube donations as being like a main source of revenue. A lot of people sleep on affiliate links and how much money you can make off of them. That is pretty much the only way I've made money at this point in content creation, but like, man, don't sleep on those affiliate links. If you have a product you like and you think you can make a pretty good video about it, do it. Low-key, something that I would make a video on is my Blackstone. My Blackstone grill is so nice. I absolutely love it. I meal prep so much on it. It just makes my life easier throughout the week.
Car 35.
I get the itch to go for a hot lap now.
45.17.
It's kind of tough. It wants to oversteer, and I just missed my braking point by a mile right there. Had to let off the gas some. I went too wide. I really like Virginia. I feel like I'm pretty good at it.
Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the course.
A little slow down action here. I'm gonna try and turn one hot lap. I feel like I'm just like barely missing things. Jumping right there. I think this has a, I don't know if this car or this setup has a bit lower downforce on it or not. I feel like I should be able to turn in more than I am. I feel like I'm having to overslow a bit in that corner. Ooh, gotta hit that slow down. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys like this episode. And I'm gonna hopefully throw in some like little cinematics and things like that, just to keep things a little more interesting than y'all just seeing the inside of my car this entire time. Just to switch it up a bit. And who knows where the topics are gonna go. Definitely overslowing a bit too much in that corner as well. Alright, here comes the hot lap.
Car 35. Just set the fastest lap. 45.017.
Ever heard a podcast where you're not talking? It's because we're letting the cars do the talking here. And that's the beauty of doing sim racing podcasting, is letting the car talk, just trying to push it a little bit more. And trying to get a faster lap here. Oh! I tried to get more rotation. That was a mistake of just flipping.
Let's make sure we rejoin safely. Car approaching, keep left. Clear. Car approaching, hold.
I can't
Clear.
see. I'm not on an ultra wide monitor, so I could not see that guy. I just saw that he was just getting closer on the scoreboard there. What do you turn, a 145? How fast is it? A 44.256? Let me make sure I have. Gotta have it set up on. It's changed. That's crazy. I gotta turn a fast lap. Or I'm slow, one of the two. I don't really know. The GTP car coming up. I'm just gonna let him by. I'm gonna get on the. I'm on the racing line here. Other than that, I really just want to introduce this episode. What do you guys think about the series idea? If you are still watching along, 1:45.0. We're gonna try and turn one more fastest lap here. But I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts on this episode is. Hopefully, this will be transferring over to an actual sports car, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit for that. Let's see how fast of a lap we can turn here. Going a bit deep into turn 1, but I think it's gonna actually be okay.
You got a slow car on the left.
Need to get a bit wider there. Over slowing a bit there. Kind of went deep on the braking zone. Gotta catch up to this guy. Now we have the 3rd fastest lap. It's really just this middle turn here that we're coming up on, I think, is where I'm losing the most pace by far. Once again, these are my first laps in Virginia this week, and I hit the grass and I did it again. What a save, though. Definitely need to gain some consistency. I don't know if y'all can see how I'm currently holding my steering wheel, but I have a thumb on my top left and thumb on my bottom right. That was kind of crazy to catch that, but here we are. And once again, a bad lap. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment something. Let me know what you guys think about the series, what you want me to talk about, anything like that. And yeah, let's go ahead and knock out the rest of this lap. We're gonna be running the Porsche, probably be running or posting a couple of videos of me actually racing this thing with traffic. It should be a good time. I'm kind of curious to know how GTP traffic will be on Virginia. And a 45-minute race on Virginia is also a long time. This track's pretty tough. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next one.